Good morning. I'm Reb Myron. I'm a minister through Pathways of Light, and I've been, of course, a miracle student for 40 years. I'm going through the lessons this year, and I'm asking Jesus to clarify for me. And then I'm writing from that clarity, and that's what I'm sharing with you today. So let's get started. Today, I'm looking at lesson 141. But right before I looked at this lesson, I looked at the introduction to the review. And if you haven't yet, I invite you to read that or watch that if you're looking at the video, because it's very important. It helps us to understand how to use these lessons. Okay, so this very important review begins by telling us, my mind holds only what I think with God. Forgiveness is the key to happiness. Forgiveness offers everything I want. Yeah, it's all about forgiveness. Maybe I need to forgive my belief that someone is guilty or that I'm guilty. Or maybe I need to forgive the idea that a situation not to my liking is my problem. Maybe I need to forgive the idea that I'm not as God created me. Whatever my problem seems to be, sickness, anxiety, fear, heartbreak, lack, or loss, the solution is always the same. I need to forgive. My forgiveness clears the darkness in my mind. This allows me to see clearly love's presence, which was always there, just behind my grievances. What else could I want? One morning, I was experiencing anxiety. I'm not sure where it started. Something happened, and I asked ego what it meant. From there, the ego brought me more things to worry about, and suddenly it felt overwhelming. I knew this was crazy, and I knew that I was doing it to myself, but I felt like I was tangled up in it. I asked Jesus for help and asked him to see another way to forgive this. And really, all that was needed was forgiveness. I'm sharing a Pathways of Light course with friends that is specifically to help us listen and receive guidance. Every day, I talk to Jesus about what's going on in my mind that day. And then I write what comes to me, trusting that Jesus finds a way to communicate with me when my mind is a jumble of wrong-minded thinking. I started doing this years ago, but then I stopped taking the time to communicate in this way, other than to interpret what I read in the course. On this particular day, my mind was too confused to think my way out of this, so I wrote instead. And here's our conversation. I said, Jesus, I got off track yesterday and it spilled over into today. I opened my mind ego thinking and it came flooding in. I need to shut the floodgates and come back to right-minded thinking. I know the truth is in my mind, right under all the nonsense of the world. When this happens as it is now, I feel like I'm drowning in fear. I can't imagine living like this anymore, and it scares me to think of it. And Jesus said, there is nothing happening, honey, just thoughts in your mind. These are thoughts you don't even believe. They're not your real thoughts, the thoughts you think with God. Take my hand and we will look together at this ego attack, and you will see that it's nothing. You're being attacked by shadows. Our light is so bright that the shadows disappear in its intensity. Go back into the silent stillness with me now. I did this, and it took a few minutes, only just a few minutes, for my mind to clear. And I said, whew, thank you, brother. I would like to put into words what happened, but I don't know how. One moment I was drowning, and the next nothing was happening. And Jesus says that's because nothing was happening. Just thoughts in the mind, and all along the truth was right there. It had gone nowhere. In choosing to forgive, you brought the dark thoughts to the light, and in the light, they disappeared. This is what will happen to the world. As it is forgiven, it will be brought to the light. It will transform and then disappear. This morning, together, we shined away some of the darkness. And remember that legions upon legions have sighed in relief along with you. Thank you, Jesus. And thank you for sharing this lesson with me. And thank you for watching my video. And if you found it helpful, please like it. And if you haven't yet, subscribe. And I will be back tomorrow with another lesson.